Not
That's
only
not
are they
crazy.
500, they were 24-40 at one point, and now they're 50-50. So
Yeah.
do the math. They've been playing really well lately, where the Yankees have not since June 1st.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias. This episode is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. Go to 5hourenergy.com today and use my promo code LOCKEDONGolf to receive 20% off your order. Only valid through September 30th. Order transfusion-flavored 5-hour energy shots today. With me, as usual, my co-host, Brian McKeon. Brian...
Yeah, I mean, how could you not be upset at this point?
I don't even have words for this right now, but we're going to get into everything. But I was thinking about how to open the show, and
It's hard.
Yeah. Before we get started, don't forget, subscribe to Locked On Yankees on whichever podcasting platform you prefer. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We are a few subscribers away from 9,500. It's possible we could hit 10K by the end of the season. So
I'm hoping.
Tell your friends, tell your family, subscribe to us on YouTube, like our videos, hit the bell so you're notified whenever our videos go live. And we have a TikTok page. If you're there, you can follow us at LockedOn_Yankees. On today's show, we're previewing the series against the Rangers, which should be a fun one when you see what the pitching matchups are. We're going to discuss A-Rod and Derek Jeter calling out the Yankees on the Fox broadcast this weekend. Well-deserved, and I'm excited to get into this in segment 2. But first, let's talk about the weekend in Miami, the lost weekend in Miami, where the Yankees got swept out of Southern Florida and embarrassed in most aspects of the game.
And now a game and a half behind the Boston Red Sox, not the Blue Jays, 4.5 back of the Blue Jays. The Red Sox have obviously played really well of late. And in the wild card, they're only in the second wild card spot with a half-game lead over Texas and Seattle. So not a good spot to be in if you're the Yankees. Really underperformed the entire weekend. We talked about this going in, Stacey. They had to have a little bit of a sense of urgency going into Miami because Miami's playing really well. And you can look at their record and you can go about them with their reputation of what their reputation's been the last couple of years and talk about them trading away pieces and always being that falling apart franchise. But at the end of the day, Stacey, this is a 500 baseball club that's 6 spots out of a wild card spot.
Well, that's not only are they 500, they were 24-40 at one point, and now they're 50-50. So do the math. They've been playing really well lately, where the Yankees have not since June 1st. It's now August 3rd as we record this, August 4th as you're watching this, and nothing is getting better. And the thing that annoys me about this series the most is the fact that they finally beat an AL East opponent in a series, 3 out of 4 at home, feeling good beating the Rays the way they did. They go into Miami. Friday night is a nightmare. Saturday, just worthless, listless, nothing gets done. And Sunday is more of the same. They were able to score a few runs, but nothing was really going on. They had 2 hits. I think, how many innings were they into the game where I realized they've only had 2 hits. One of them was a home run. Yeah. I don't understand this team. I will say this. I was looking through Reddit all weekend, and a guy said that he was at the game on Saturday, and a guy in a Yankee jersey walked down to the Yankees dugout and started yelling at them toward the end of the game, saying, "This is pathetic. What is wrong with you?" And the OP, the original poster, said that he felt bad for the Yankees. I don't. At least someone's yelling at them.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel bad for them at all, actually. They deserve this kind of stuff. And believe it or not, what's weird is the Yankee fans, the Yankee Stadium, have been kind of generous, and they haven't been killing them this year, which is so strange because in years past when this team was awesome, they had no problem booing Giancarlo Stanton when he had 3 strikeouts at home. But now when they're playing, they're having a horrible year on most accounts, you cheer them. And there haven't been a lot of boos at Yankee Stadium at all this year. So that's very odd to me. Again, I know the Marlins are playing really well, and people that really, follow baseball have acknowledged how well the Marlins are playing. I'm not arguing against that, but it's just, you can't play teams that you're definitively better than and lose these games. You just can't. And it just, I don't know if it's a lack of seriousness or, again, this series to me feels a lot like we're the New York Yankees. Of course we're going to beat Miami. Of course we're better than them. And you come in with this attitude and not taking this Miami team seriously, and all of a sudden you're swept out of the building.
Right.
And you're like, oh, don't worry. We're playing Texas. We'll be fine. It's just Texas. We're good.
But that's the thing. We're going to get into this in segment 2 because Boone said something that, again, put me over the edge.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how anyone on this team thinks they're good right now. Oh, we're one of the best teams, or we're the best team in the league. You know, our team, our players play elite defense, this and that. Friday night was an abject disaster, okay? How do you score 12 runs on the road? How do you blow a 7-0 lead and a 9-4 lead and lose that game? This was the first time that the Yankees scored 12 runs on the road and lost since 1940. How many times in the period that we've been hosting this show together have we mentioned things that the Yankees have done in the last year and a half that are so out of bounds where you're just like, wow, this hasn't happened since the 1910s? Because that's what the Boone team is all about. They're always setting new records. They're always getting embarrassed in some way. Miami is the only team in MLB who has a positive record against the Yankees because of this series. They're now 24-25 against the Yankees, and it's the first time they ever swept them, and they swept them right out of the stadium.
It's wild, and for some reason, Friday's game to me feels like we got this one. Not a care in the world. Like to blow a lead like that, I'm not going to sit here. We discussed it on the bonus show we did. I'm not going to sit here and blame the new bullpen additions. It's not fair to those guys. I mean, a lot goes into being traded to a team, right? You're getting traded. You're now hopping on a plane down to Miami to meet your new team. There are a bunch of new teammates that you have, new catchers, new calling and everything like that. Plus there's the whole family aspect you have to deal with. Well, where's your wife moving? What's she doing? What about your children? There's a lot that goes into getting traded immediately. So I honestly say, I don't necessarily love throwing those guys into the first game there are with the team immediately, all of them.
You know what that reminds me of? Your favorite game in Milwaukee from last season when they put Michael Tonkin in, when he just literally joined the team. That's what it reminded me of.
I know that you traded for these guys and they're the new shiny toy that you just got and everything like that, but and I don't have a problem with using some of them. I mean, you got to pitch. I mean, that's part of the game. But using that's exactly what the Tonkin game was in Milwaukee. It was my new shiny toy. I gotta see what he does.
Yeah.
And then he immediately gives up runs in that, and then the fan base turns and blames Tonkin. And it's just you can't manage that way. You have to. Boone's the guy that tries to understand players' emotions, and it's more than just the player on the field, and they're not robots and everything. Well, how about you understand that? You know, these guys, again, have families and personal lives and everything. And they went from one club, all these guys went from one club they had played with their entire career, where they had probably lived in the same house or apartment their entire career, got married in that city, all those kind of things, and now have to pick up and move and to a team that plays in New York, but the team's currently in Miami on a road trip. How is that easy for these guys? So to throw all of them in to a game immediately, not fair to any of those guys. So I don't like the way that was handled. Blowing the game is just inexcusable. Plus the mistakes that were made late. And I also don't like, too, I want to say this. I have a problem saying this publicly, but I'm going to. I like Anthony Volpe having confidence. I do. Him hitting that home run and giving the silence, quiet kind of thing to the Marlins when he hasn't been able to field a ground ball in the last month. I mean, dude, like look in the mirror, please. I'm all for a player having confidence, and I don't want Volpe to play without this confidence. So, and he's been hitting really well over the last 2 weeks. I'll give him that. But did you think that was a little odd that he hits the ball to tie the game, and he's giving the whole the crowd full of Yankee fans, giving them the quiet symbol when, dude, you've thrown every ball to first base in the dirt the last month?
Well, it's funny because, in those preseason interviews that they do where they ask the guys random questions and stuff, they asked who was the biggest trash talker on the team. And like 4 guys said Volpe. And I thought to myself, what? I couldn't understand why it would be Anthony Volpe. And now I'm kind of like, oh, because you've seen some things that he's done. And, certain things in the playoffs with Michael Garcia and other things that were happening. And you're just like, oh, yeah, okay, maybe he does. Maybe he is that guy. Because I just remember Wells said it and like 3 other guys said it about him. And I thought that was so strange. But now I'm seeing more of what he does. And now I get it.
Yeah, I just found that a little weird in that spot. Like, it was a big home run, but like him trash talking.
But the Yankees,
if Stanton does it there, I get it. But like Volpe?
But not even that. It's like every time they do stuff like that, every single time they do stuff like that, it bites them in the ass, right?
Yeah.
2021 or 22. What year was it where they were up on the Astros 7-2 and then they were walked off on? And
it was 20. It was 22. Yeah.
Right. Sanchez hit the home run. They had the jacket on. They were doing all this stuff, and then they get walked off on. Yeah. You have Judge with the boom box in 2018 against Boston. They get knocked out of that series. Right. Like there's so many things that this team did. They never learn. I don't understand why you don't learn.
You can't trash talk in that spot. I mean,
no.
or you can, but you can't lose the game.
No, you can't.
You can't lose the game.
Yeah.
Man,
it's
just it's not good play. And again, it feels a lot like coming into the series just not taking Miami seriously, and look what it did to you.
All right, so quickly, because we can't make this segment go that much longer. Luis Gil, I didn't have a problem with his start. I wouldn't have had a problem with his start if they didn't lose the first 2 games of the series. If they had come into Sunday, winners of 2 out of 3, and he came in a little shaky, and you're just like, all right, you'll chalk it up to maybe he's not quite ready or he's not warmed up yet. Okay. But the fact that he comes into the game, there was nothing working for him at all. It was just, it was the worst timing
I'll say
possible.
The 2-run homer makes it look, well, the 3-run homer given up, but him only having 2 of those earned makes his start look a lot worse than it actually was.
Yeah.
Just because Brubaker comes, it was Brubaker, right? Yeah. Comes in, it was Hedrick. It was Brubaker or Hedrick. I think it was Brubaker actually. Comes in, gives up the 3-run shot. 2 of them earned, makes it's 5 earned instead of 3. It makes Gil's start look a lot worse. The velocity was there, and in times the location was there. I'm not overly concerned. I don't love the start, but I don't think that he's back and not able to pitch. I just think it was a rough start. The Miami can hit the ball, and that's what happened there.
I think the biggest problem this weekend was Carlos Rodón not lasting long enough on Friday, because that started the ball rolling with that game.
Yep, it starts you off on a bad note immediately, and the bullpen gets. This team has a problem with that, though. Every time they're going into a long stretch of games, they for some reason determined to give the bullpen a cyanide pill at the first. I don't know why, but they can't preserve the bullpen ever.
So one quick stat per Brian Hoke: 101,545 fans attended this 3-game series at Lone Depot Park. It's a new record for a 3-game series. The previous record was in 2023, also against the Yankees. And also in that series, there was another pathetic loss by the Yankees where they were leading big and they lost it late. And the Marlins played Sweet Caroline after they swept the Yankees on Sunday to rub salt into the wound.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, I will say that is crazy that those attendance records get broken. I mean, there's a lot of transplant New Yorkers down there. We know that, but I mean, bad luck for the Marlins.
Yeah, and they're not going to the games when the Marlins are playing
clearly
anyone else. So we have a quote from Boone. I'm going to save it for segment 2 because it kind of leads into everything that's happening with segment 2. So don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on our videos, hit the notifications so you know when our videos go up. You can also join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club. Lots of activity with the Insiders Club over the weekend. The link is in the description. You'll get text from us. You can text us questions, comments, reactions to trades and signings, reactions to the game. Lots of reactions to the game. We send out lineups during the season, roster moves, and breaking news so you don't have to check social media. There's a 14-day free trial. Coming up next, Alex Rodriguez and Derek Jeter rightly call out the Yankees and Aaron Boone. We will tell you what they said next.
Time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavor of your favorite golf drink, minus the alcohol, into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, this one's a hole-in-one for you and your energy game. Let's be honest, some days on the course or off of it, you just need that little extra energy boost to stay sharp and energized. Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors, of course. The grape, ginger, lime flavor gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without chasing down the beverage cart. If you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that's the number 5hourenergy.com. You can use my promo code LOCKEDONGolf to receive 20% off your order. This offer is only valid until September 30th on one order and cannot be used with other promotions. The code is not good on subscription offers. Whether you're meeting up with friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order Transfusion 5-Hour Energy shots today.
every dayers know this, but every Friday we have Fan Mail Friday, where you ask us questions and we answer your questions. Our insiders have a special way of reaching us, but if you watch us on YouTube, you also have a way to ask us questions. You go to our channel's page, click on the post tab, and you will see the latest post where I tell you that this week's deadline is Thursday, August 7th, 5:00 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So get those questions in. Okay, Yankee fans, you've been waiting for this since the beginning of the show when I teased it. I know you have been. So Aaron Boone is known for saying things after games, after bad series, where you just think to yourself, is he really saying this? Either he's gaslighting us about how great a player is after the guy made 2 errors, how good a pitcher looked after he gave up 8 runs without recording it out in the first inning, that sort of thing.
All of it.
Yeah. So after Sunday's game, Aaron Boone said, "It's getting to be real gut check time. It's getting late. It's certainly not too late for us, and I'm confident that we're going to get it together, but that's all it is right now. It's empty until we start doing it."
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get this quote at all. First, you talk about how great your team is and they're the best team in baseball, and now a quote like this, it's gut check time. Shouldn't it have been gut check time 2 months ago when you started losing series consecutively? Is that not gut? This whole season should have been gut check time. They're not playing well at all.
It's every year, except in previous years, they started the year off where they were so far ahead of everyone else in the division. This kind of swoon was okay. Now it's not. They're in 3rd place. They're barely holding on to the second wildcard spot. And guess who they're playing for the next 3 games? One of the teams that's right behind them.
They could be out of a playoff spot by midweek.
Yeah. Yeah.
And think about that. It's crazy.
So on Saturday,
this is great too. This is where it all kind of encapsulates itself, where Stacey's going next. Because if you're a Yankee fan and you hear these 2 people in specific talk about what's going on right now, and the third person at the desk with them who has the other side of it, it's remarkable. Let's Stacey here. If you haven't seen this, your jaw's gonna drop.
Okay, so on Saturday, Fox was at the Bristol Speedway game, which wasn't even played on Saturday because for some reason they didn't see the weather forecast and didn't know it was going to be like a monsoon, but I digress. So during the pregame, when they were waiting for the game to start, Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez were discussing the Yankees after their 13-12 loss to the Marlins on Friday night and during the 2-0 loss on Saturday and as that game ended on Saturday. So this is what Derek Jeter said about the Yankees. "They make way too many mistakes, and you can't get away with making that number of mistakes against great teams. It just doesn't happen. They had bad base running mistakes today. You saw Trent Grisham getting thrown out at home plate. You can't continue to do it. You have to clean it up." Now, even funnier is Jeter actually said, "They had base running mistakes today. You saw the guy getting thrown out at home plate." So he didn't even know that Trent Grisham was Trent Grisham. He called him the guy. So ouch on that. But then Alex Rodriguez said something that I've been thinking of this entire time. If any one of us made a mistake, we'd be sitting on our butt right on the bench. I see mistake after mistake, and there's no consequences.
It's the best quote out of that whole thing, because you sit there and watch this team. We've been talking about it all year. How there's absolutely no accountability. No one gets held in check at all on this team. And the best part of that entire quote is A-Rod saying, because it comes from personal experience. He got moved down in the lineup in a playoff game. And it comes
against the Tigers.
It comes from personal experience from him. And, give him credit. Joe Torre had no problem. You have a $300 million contract. I don't care. You doubled the highest contract in the history of sports. I don't care. He did not care. It was about winning baseball games. He said the front office does what the front office does. They can pay you what they want to pay you. I'm here to win baseball games. And that's what he did. It doesn't work that way with Aaron Boone. There's zero accountability with this baseball team at all. And not remotely.
And the thing that drives me crazy, and I said this last year, he did end up punishing Gleyber Torres, right?
Sure.
Once.
Yeah.
How many times did Alex Verdugo ground into a second base? He hit it to second base a lot, right? He hits a ground out to second base. He's barely past the catcher by the time the ball gets to first. Never any accountability with Alex Verdugo. It was just Gleyber that one time.
Yep.
In Saturday's game, Jazz makes that horrible mistake on the bases. You see Boone yelling at Travis Chapman, the first base coach, but then you saw Boone bring Jazz into the clubhouse, or at least the hallway between the dugout and the clubhouse, to talk to him about it. But then after the game, he still doesn't hold him accountable for it.
No, of course not. Because if he said anything publicly, apparently Jazz would just,
burst into flames.
Burst into flames or fall into a fetal position because he can't handle the criticism. And Jazz, if anyone, should be able to handle the public criticism, because Jazz has no problem calling anybody in the world out or speaking his mind publicly.
Yeah.
So he should be able to handle the criticism out of anyone. I just don't get it. And I wanted to mention too, the third guy on this panel with A-Rod and Jeter was David Ortiz, who actually stuck up for the Yankees, which is so weird, the dichotomy of A-Rod and Jeter killing them and Ortiz defending them. But Ortiz sat there and said, it's worse what's going on here because they have the talent. They have one of the most talented rosters in baseball, and they have the ability to win a World Series talent-wise. They're not winning because they're not disciplined.
Right.
And that, to me, is more of an indictment on the organization and the team. If you don't have the talent, it's one thing. No one blames the Miami Marlins for not winning the World Series this year. But people will blame the New York Yankees. This is a $300 million payroll with all the talent in the world, and they're just not a disciplined team. This falls on the manager, and it falls on the leadership of the ball club, which, I'm sorry, is the captain.
Yes. So Boone pushed back on that because the beat writers told him what A-Rod and Jeter said during that pregame show. So this is what Boone said. I would disagree a little bit with the accountability factor, but the reality is we're focused every day on being the best we can be. That's how we have to do it. But I understand when it doesn't happen, or we don't have the record that I think we should have, or certainly people think we should have. That comes with the territory.
Yeah, I mean, but this is the problem with, like you said earlier, is we feel like we're gaslit as the fan base, and we are. Where is the accountability? Like, you want to disagree with that, and that's totally fine. But give me the example of where it is.
He claims
not a single player sits. I mean,
right. He claims it happens behind the scenes, but that doesn't help us because if someone really screws up, you need to, I know they're grown men, but you need to I don't want to say teach them a lesson, but there needs to be
put the pressure on.
Yeah. Accountability with these guys. Yeah. And I really don't understand how Hal lets this happen. I don't. How are you an owner and allowing this to happen? This team is so embarrassing. And I get it. We root for the Yankees. We're constantly subject to teasing by other fans. That comes with the territory. It's been happening since I was a kid. I could get it. But the thing that drives me crazy is, you said, this team could be good, but they're constantly embarrassing themselves. And you're seeing people make fun of them for it. Like, it's one thing to be, oh, the Yankees, but there's a reason for it. Like, they will never escape the fifth inning of the World Series in 2024. People will be talking about that 30 years from now.
The Dodgers auctioned off the baseball that was dropped.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. And that's, you know what? If the Yankees were a respected franchise right now, that would not happen.
That's it. They're not respected. It's one thing for people to hate the Yankees. It's one thing for you to hate them, say they suck, even though they don't. But it's another thing for you to make fun of them because they're this embarrassing.
And you know what? You can hate them because they suck or whatever. And the Yankees can always sit behind 27 world championships and all that in the history. There's no argument that we have here.
Right.
I can't fight you on it.
So Jeter's last quote that I copied down said, there are no excuses. You have to play better. If you don't play better, you are not going to go very far.
He's right.
I wish I could have not a meeting. What do they call it? When you have what's the word I'm looking for?
An intervention.
No, not an intervention. But I wish I could have a meeting with Hal and Brian Cashman and just be like, does this embarrass you at all? Like, does it embarrass you at all? Because it should. This is ridiculous. Like, it's one thing for, like, if the 1990 team was awful. They lost a no-hitter 4-0. Okay. Mm-hmm. Making errors left and right, but they were horrible. They were like 30 games under 500 when they finished that season.
They finish every year in the green, Stacey.
Right. This is a team that could make the playoffs and make a long run. And they're routinely embarrassing themselves. Not every game, but every series. There's something happening to embarrass them.
100%.
It is not acceptable, and it shouldn't be acceptable, and we should be loud about this. I don't want to hear people saying, oh, well, you're fans of the Yankees, they do this. No, we can be embarrassed by this, and we should be embarrassed by this. Hal should be embarrassed. Brian Cashman should be embarrassed. Aaron Judge should be embarrassed, and Aaron Boone should be embarrassed by this team right now.
He should be out of a job.
Well, that too, but that's never going to happen. All right, we're going to calm down. Coming up, we're going to preview the series between the Yankees and the Rangers, which is happening in Texas. And this is here we go, another big series. This might actually be the real make it or break it series for the Yankees. So we're going to talk about it all next.
Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action, so why not make it a little more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game with your friends while your friends are getting sunburnt on the beach. And I've been using FanDuel to track all my favorite matchups, and the app keeps it fresh with new daily promotions that are always fun to bet. Plus, it's easy to use, there's fast payouts, and it makes even regular season games feel like they're must-watch events. Plus, I can place the same game parlay, and whether I'm doing that or watching a bet right into the ninth inning, FanDuel makes it feel like I'm always a part of the action. Are you new to FanDuel? New customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to get started. And guys, not only do we cover your team every day, but now we're giving you instant episodes after every single game. Check out the Locked On Yankees postcast. It's hosted by Jay Berman, and it appears right here on the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. It also streams on our YouTube channel. Get rapid reaction to all the biggest moments with the Locked On Yankees postcast. So, Stacey, we head into this series, like you said, could be a make or break spot. Even though if the Yankees lose this series, we will be told that they are fine. They are the best team in baseball. They are on their way. It's not a big deal.
It's right in front of them. I will say this one thing before we get into this preview. I've had 3 different friends text me and say, I feel bad for you that you have to watch this team for your job, because at least we can take days off.
Yeah, no, we don't have that option. Yeah, it's depressing. It's awful.
It's depressing and awful, and it might get even more depressing and awful when you guys hear about. Now, okay, I won't say that on our end the pitching matchups are bad, but when you see what the Yankees are going to be up against, especially in Tuesday's game, it's not going to be fun.
Yeah, no, so we'll start with Monday first. That game will be an 8:05 start. Remember, Texas is with the hour change difference, so it'll be an 8:05 start for us. Max Fried, 12-4 with a 2.62 ERA. He'll go up against Patrick Corbin, 6-7 with a 3.78. Patrick Corbin started the year off with an awful ERA, ballooning. And when they faced the Rangers the first time in the Bronx, his ERA was in the 12s, and he had a good game against the Yankees. Or did he? I don't think he did, but Corbin now 6-7 with a 3.78. He's been very good since the start of the year. That could be a little bit of a wonky game for the Yankees. They're currently only minus 155 on their favorite in the game. Playing Texas, by the way, who has Texas has played really well lately, and Corey Seager, since coming off the IL, has been really good, especially with the power stroke.
Not that well recently, though, because they lost 3 out of 4 to Seattle heading into the series. So both teams are kind of reeling.
Which was huge for them. For Tech, they're now 2 games behind Seattle in that wild card race. That was not great, and they lost actually the last game of that series with DeGrom on the mound too. Did not have a good start. So the Yankees do get lucky there, avoiding Jacob DeGrom. Tuesday they'll play the Rangers again. Obviously, 8:05 start. That's the tricky one Stacey was just talking about. Nathan Eovaldi, 9-3 with a 1.49. He's having an unbelievable season. Going up against Will Warren, who's 6-5 with a 4.64. I've liked what I've actually seen out of Warren. That K per 9 has gone down since they got off to that crazy start. He hasn't been striking out nearly as many guys as he was to start the year. But Nathan Eovaldi, obviously, still great and does dominate the Yankees every time he plays them.
Yeah, just a note. The last time the Yankees faced Patrick Corbin, the Yankees won the game 5-2. Corbin gave up 3 runs in 5 innings.
Yeah, he was fine in that start.
Yeah.
Wednesday, you will get a 2:35 start in the afternoon, so a nice early slate for you guys. Right towards your end of your lunch break at work, getting into the end of the day. Pretty good spot if you can watch at your desk. Yeah. You'll get Carlos Rodón, 11-7 with a 3.34 ERA. That ERA feels inflated for how good he's been, though. Am I wrong by saying that? It feels like his ERA is higher than it should be. He's also just to note at this point in the year, well on his way to 200 strikeouts. He has 156 strikeouts on the year, should easily get there. That's usually the marker for a really good season for a pitcher. Yeah. I've loved what they've gotten out of Carlos. I think it's by far his best year as a Yankee so far. He's been really good for them.
Yeah, like I said in segment one, I was disappointed in his start against the Marlins because he threw way too many pitches, had to leave early, and it started the ball rolling on that loss. But overall, compared to what he looked like in his first season with the Yankees, he's done so much better.
Very proud of the effort that he's given them. They'll go up against Jack Leiter, who's one of the star young spots in all of Major League Baseball. Really good stuff. Hasn't totally put it together all year, but has been really good in his last couple of starts. 7-6 now at a 4.10 ERA, 90 strikeouts and 96 innings pitched. He's not really like a power guy, but he's been really good for the Rangers over the last few starts. It's taken him a little bit of to get going a little bit in his career, but one of the talented young arms in the sport. So it's not going to be easy for the Yankees. Did you catch the Speedway Classic?
No.
What were your thoughts though? I'm sure you saw the pictures online and stuff, right? It's the largest crowd in baseball history, over 80,000 people, and they've never fielded a game. It actually broke a Yankees Indians at the time game from the 1950s. What do you think about that? Pretty cool stuff though, right? I thought it was handled terribly by baseball. What else is new? But the concept of it, pretty cool, right?
The concept's cool. The execution terrible, but that's how MLB baseball is, right? In the last few years.
Very accurate.
It's unbelievable. How do you not know we're living in 2025 where we get alerts on our phones that say it's going to snow in 15 minutes. How do you not know that the weather is going to be so terrible? And you had the built-in day off that you could have just rescheduled it instead of letting people sit there. They played one inning in the driving rain, and people could have gotten hurt. It was just awfully. It was handled awfully by them, but the concept of it, pretty cool. And I think that they should do stuff like this all the time, like pick new places to have games.
I agree. College football does this all the time.
Yeah, that you wouldn't think of having a baseball game. I'm trying to think of, I don't know, maybe build a baseball field in the middle of like Magic Kingdom in Florida or
Central Park.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there are options. There are really cool options. I don't know if they'll ever get too creative, but college football does it. The NHL has certainly done it when they used Utah a few years ago. Like they've used some Lake Tahoe. I mean, there's some really good locations that you can
do this with. Although the Tahoe thing wasn't great either because of the way the sun
but the landscape and the pictures you got out of it were incredible. So you in baseball, you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So I actually, they should do this because it draws eyeballs for sure.
Like that picture from Bhutan where the guys were playing baseball in front of the temple. If you could find a cool place like that to build a stadium,
it would be awesome. Let's just go over two things in the league after that. Jacob Mizorowski will miss his next start for the Brewers. He took a line drive from Seiza Suzuki off the shin the other day. Yeah, so he has a left tibia contusion.
Yeah, I saw Andy Pettitte take a ball off his shin when he first came back, and he broke his leg.
Yeah, not fun. That sounds
Thank you, Casey Kochman. If I recall correctly, that was him who did that to Andy Pettitte.
And also Julio Rodriguez. This is really impressive. Now has a 2020 season. He has become the first player in Major League history to start his first 4 years going 20 homers, 20 stolen bases. That's really impressive.
We didn't mention this. Anthony Volpe is the first Yankee to go 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases in his first 3 seasons, and he's 1 error away from 50.
Wow. That's a weird, terrible stat.
Yeah, so maybe he can go 50-50-50. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, well, thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. You get local analysis on a national scale. You can find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. So that'll do it for this episode of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias.
And I'm Brian McKeon. We will catch you guys tomorrow.